Right. Lock the fuck in.
This thing looks like an ordinary hiking suit. This is from Rhino USA.
Is it a new part of the map? Bro.
45-year-old Joseph
I want. I want Jehodo. I want Jehodo.
But this confession wasn't the real reason he was called, as Joseph likely would have been content without ever reporting his own crime, had it not been for the fact that hours prior, he noticed something unusual.
I want Jehodo, cousin.
Despite being unable to speak or move, Samantha was still blinking, and was actually blinking in response to questions Joseph was asking. Once for yes, once for no. But at first, when regret for what was done, tried to make him better for
What are my orders?
And that was something he was dead serious
This is long overdue. Access to animal hypostasis emulation. Stand clear. Look at you, Boo Down. I'm a boing boing boo. No touching. Next on the agenda. Think you can bullet animal test 6308. Pew pew. Can't handle you. All hail! Access denied. Absorption test.
Do you ever feel like you're being watched? Well, considering that
Adventure time! Let's light it up! Teamwork is... Blaze over! Oh, line to command! Not yet! Hold on to your hats. Open fire! The night is cold, born of ice and frost. For me, not access denied. I'm going in! Take me up! Knock him down. For Rex Lapis! Born of ice. Oh, line to the... Locked on! Just sharpen my spear!
December 2024, Jennifer would like
to my hammer.
Overruled! You're toast! Nice and spicy! Teamwork is strength! Don't be scared. The night is cold. Everlasting as the moon! Transfix! Everybody stand back! Stars, shine for me! Not... I'm the bride champ! It's Boba, get them!
This is where I fall. Overruled.
You're toast! Cole, mine's the man. Not now.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Witness my lies. Transfixed.
Don't be scared. Eat this! Nice and spicy. I'm going in!
Everlasting as the moon. Laid bare.
Everybody stand up! Stars, shine for me.
Witness my cries.
Oh, is it time for me to join you?
Sounds good to me.
The threads of your fate lie in my hands.
The noted signs of foul play outside, leading to them calling the police. Each had a single gunshot in the head, with one thing being right in the obvious. Randy Shepard, shooting Jennifer before turning the gun on his son. What happened next? This was likely the result of the force that
Wings of darkness, come! Eat this! Enhanced animal module 75.
Stay cool. Face your guilt.
Absorption test. By Royal Decrypto.
Let's begin. Have a safe trip.
Hey, yeah! I'm the right hand. Stay clear. Animal hypostasis.
A moment, please. No interfere.
Oz, reveal thyself. Shadow Raven, let night fall.
Let's begin.
Boba, get them! Eat this!
It's going to get a little chilly.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! By Royal Decree...
Way now. Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Nice and spicy! Whoa, Mark 2!
Prepare to be amazed.
Embrace the ice!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Oz, reveal!
Here comes the finale.
Midnight Phantasm! Take flight!
Step right.
Whirling snow!
One with wind and cloud.
Kamisato art! Sumen!
A round of applause. And voila! Wind strike.
Shadow Raven! Let night fall! Insubordination! My
Step right up.
Take flight!
Clouds high. The birds.
By royal decree!
Let's get this show on the road. Now disappear.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Three stories in the air, in the highest floor of the Grenfell Tower, located in North Kensington, London, England, where Ryan
Rise with us. Wind strike.
Suffer the wrath of Ainsley! Get to work!
As one with wind and cloud. Light of the blazing sun. Incinerate.
Show no mercy! Get to work! Eat Laline! Eat Papa!
Burn it down. Wind strike. A round of applause. Step right up. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Show no mercy! Fulfill our pact! You two! Time to end them!
Wind strike.
Pyroclastic surge!
fourth floor of the tower.
Let me scribe. Decided by destiny.
Have a safe trip.
Embrace the ice. Cross over.
Let's begin.
Shadows of fate. Let me scribe. Shadows of fate. Fate is upon you.
Stay cool. Face your guilt. A moment, please.
Kamisato art. Sumetsu. My time for takeoff. By royal decree. My apologies.
Overruled.
Midnight Phantasmagoria. Whirling snow. Kamisato out. Sometsu.
This is where you fall. Laid bare.
Here we go. Think you can get away? Oz, reveal by...
A fire that claimed the lives of 7 people. One of the worst fires in history. And while we've covered many of the Grenfell Tower was built back in 1974. They opted for the cheaper, more value of money in the lives of innocent people like Rania and her children. Despite fires investigating
Watch out! Decay! New life! Devouring claw! Element for the end!
Going in!
Witness my great undertaking. Come into being.
Boing, boing, boom!
Thunder! Element for the end!
the 42-year-old manager of stranger to Big Sam.
Teamwork is strength!
Feel this ancient power.
Handing out flyers,
Live!
airing commercials, and waiting to let all of their fans know in this day, February 2nd,
Devouring claw! Element for the
and potentially a
end!
stressful one for one of the employees.
Everybody stand up!
Moment of birth.
Blazing delight!
Like I said, this was just the beginning. As this was just the kind of person we are, all these women As she clocked into work,
Stay away from me!
a rush of excited shopper. The rush, however, wasn't as dramatic as they may have expected, and in the first 15 minutes or so of opening, only 5 people had entered the store, 4 of which were female shoppers looking for some deals, while the 5th was a delivery man who walked in holding a stack of papers. The man approached them and made casual conversation, but after a few minutes had passed, he kind of just lingered
Time
around,
for
never
takeoff.
actually delivering anything.
Yahoo!
Rhoda found strange, especially considering that it was Saturday, a day that they typically wouldn't receive packages. Growing more and more suspicious by the minute, Rhoda quietly placed a call to a nearby Lane Bryant.
Wouldn't gliding be
Confirmed to her
faster?
that there was in fact nothing scheduled to be
Teamwork
dropped
is
off
dream.
the plane.
Think you can get
Before
away?
she could even process
Have fun with this gift. Dare to mess
was already in place in the moment.
The abyss is burning! Shadow!
Your victim and the yelling at them to hand over the money from the register before proceeding to round up Rhoda, her employee, and the 4 women shopping, demanding that they all give up their cash and jewelry. After he was satisfied with the collection, he forced the women to the back of the store, where one by one he bound them with duct tape, placing them each face down on the floor, and putting underwear over their heads to obstruct their view. In the minutes following, he would venture back out into the store where 2 other women had entered, and they too were then robbed and then forced into the back room, where they were eventually seduced. But not before he struck one of them in the face with a pistol, nearly knocking
Ding
them
dong,
unconscious.
water bomb.
It seemed to be a fairly high-level robbery, but after he now had them all in his room, the whole operation seemed to
The long sleep beckons. Close your eyes.
They started chasing the room, everyone was confused. The weeks ticked on, and the whole time that passed, everyone escalated to the pain. It was clear that the problem was getting to him. Sensing his disloyal basement, Rhoda seized the opportunity, quietly slipping her neck away, allowing her to
Not going anywhere.
with her blue confetti.
On my mark. Quick as a flash attack. I never leave.
Beware the creatures of the night. Be silent. Close your eyes.
Rhoda managed to alert authorities to her exact location, telling them to hurry and making it clear that the situation was urgent. In the background, you can also hear the robber himself, whose disheveled state is apparent as he outwardly states,
Everybody stand.
the upright
Surrender and be gentle.
You let me weave you a verse. Rain. You're toast. As the frying pan, into the
within
fire.
just a split second. By some struggle to his fortune, it was actually not until he
Go in it.
100 feet away, and from the time that Rhoda rolled the call, the officer managed to arrive on the scene within just a few minutes.
You're in for a
He
little
rushed
shock.
inside the store and then
Come a little closer.
until he made his way over.
No, my sword.
Let's spot the
Everybody stand.
Each one had been shot execution style just seconds after Rhoda's 911 call. It was a mass murder, but in the midst of this awful scene, one thing was missing. The killer himself. And so authorities flooded the area, scanning and searching all over for the gunman. He was described as a black man with a husky build and a single braid that fell to his right cheek that ended in green beads. And the reason they knew exactly what he looked like wasn't because of security footage, as at the time the store didn't even have any CCTV cameras, but instead, it was because one of the women actually survived. When the man began his execution, he moved his way over to the employee that Rhoda came in to help, and when he fired his gun, she moved at just the right moment, causing the bullet to graze her neck, which she proceeded to then play dead so that the man wouldn't notice. And thankfully, he didn't. Her testimony is the reason why we know exactly what this man looks like, and why we know what those moments were like before the shooting. But despite this, after doing a thorough search of the area, even utilizing a helicopter, there was no trace of the killer. CCTV footage from a neighboring store showed that just before Rhoda made that call to 911, 2 large SUVs pulled up in front of the building, right after the shooting likely occurred. It's believed that both of these SUVs were involved in some way, with one potentially being a lookout, and the other likely being the getaway car, explaining how he would have gotten away so quickly. Not to mention that the store was located right near the entrance of an interstate, which could have taken them out of the state extremely quickly. That was 18 years ago, and today neither the shooter nor the driver have ever been identified, marking a rare instance in which a mass shooting in America went unsolved, leaving us with so many unanswered questions to this day, with one of the biggest being the motive. Police have labeled this as a robbery gone wrong, which does seem to be the case, but why Lane Bryant? And why come in the morning when there was next to no cash in the register? I mean, in total, the killer only made off with about $800, and that's including the cash he stole from the money. One of the main theories possibly could have been at the store. Perhaps he grew frustrated at the lack of customer service. So he eventually noticed that Rhoda was making a 911 call, which caused him to panic and start shooting. But what always gets me about this is that he never covered his face at any point, which makes me wonder if he was planning on killing this woman all along. Though if that's true, how could this ever have been worth it? Due to just how bizarre this whole situation is. Some have posed other theories, like perhaps this was someone with a drug addiction who was looking for quick cash to get his next fix, perhaps explaining his rapidly deteriorating behavior, or even that the suspect was actually a woman who never got caught because police were primarily looking for a male. But it's impossible to know for sure at the moment. It might not ever be known, as despite having survivor testimony, an exact description of this man's face and body, his voice, even his DNA, which was discovered under one of the victim's fingernails, we still have no idea who this man is.
Unsafe sites. Before it's a problem. Who's calling?
It's the 22nd of November, 2019. Largo begins reporting as a young girl approaches a home in the Harriet Creek Ranch neighborhood of Texas. It's pitch black out, and the girl is seen all alone, which by itself is strange enough, but it's moments later that this footage becomes truly concerning. She was begging for help, pounding her hand against the door, all the while continuously turning her head around, as if she was expecting someone to come up behind her. The footage then comes to an abrupt end, only to start again seconds later, but this entire time, no one answered her door. The wait was just too unbearable for the child, as she then took off. Yelling incoherently in the street before running out of view of the camera. Frustratingly, this footage was only viewed by the homeowner well after the fact, and reports seemed to indicate that this was a property that they rented out rather than lived in, with it being unoccupied on that night. But after seeing the video, the homeowner immediately contacted law enforcement and shared the video online in hopes that more information would come forward. It seems that neither they nor the police had any idea who this child was or why she needed help. But since these clips were first shared, these questions have still yet to be answered, at least publicly, as there have been no updates from law enforcement. Along with this, there have been no accounts from neighbors about the incident or any footage from other homes in the neighborhood, perhaps implying that this was her one and only stop of the night. It's like after this footage, this girl dropped off the face of the earth, with this entire situation being a mystery to this day, leaving us with only theories. The first and most popular theory is that this girl was an escaped victim of kidnapping, or perhaps an abusive household, and had run to the closest home to ask for help. We've seen situations like this many times before, with the most popular example at the moment being the case of Ruby Frankie, whose son escaped their house and ran to their neighbor for help. This certainly falls in line with this girl's behavior, as she was clearly scared about someone or something following her, hence why she kept moving back. And given that there have been no updates to this case, and that seemingly no one else saw her that night, it would indicate that whoever she was running from had recaptured her shortly after. And what makes this theory even more horrifying is that many online users believe that this girl isn't the only person shown in this footage. As in the background, some can see what appears to be movement behind the bush, and potentially even a figure. so happens to be the direction that this girl was looking in every time she turned around, almost like she knew someone was hiding it. This brings us to our second theory, that this entire thing was a setup. The belief here is that this girl was forced into going up to a stranger's home to find help, so that when this unsuspecting homeowner would open the door, those people who made the girl do this would then rush into the home and rob the person. This could explain why she was looking at that bush so frequently, as that's where this person or these persons would have been hiding, and she was looking to them for guidance, perhaps unprepared for the homeowner not to open the door. Both of these theories are disturbing in their own right, and both clearly indicate that this girl is in need of help, regardless of what the situation is. But still, there's been no confirmation as to what ever happened to this child, even despite the public interest. One of the biggest talking points online came from some theorizing that this girl might be Serenity Beyond, a then 9-year-old girl who had gone missing in February of 2019 from children's facility in South Dakota, who looked eerily similar to the child shown in this video. But in my research, I was able to find a Facebook post from one of Serenity's mothers, who shared that they were in fact aware of the video, and that they had actually contacted law enforcement online. And in her post, she claims that investigators told her that the girl had been identified, and that she had lived in that neighborhood, with there being no further elaboration as to why she was asking for help. This is quite literally one of the only updates I was able to find, but unfortunately it was one that I wasn't able to confirm, and it also fails to explain what exactly happened to this girl. Even this footage and this entire scenario, as well as the many mysteries of the internet. Throughout my time here on YouTube, I've stumbled across some of the most frightening things on the internet, but one of the discoveries that scared me the most was my own personal information, just out there in the open on random sites that could be accessed by anyone. This is all because of data brokers who sold my information, making private things like my phone number available for anyone to see. But luckily I was able to combat this with the help of today's sponsor, Aura. They take care of the hard part and automatically remove your information from my site, along with making sure that it stays there. Aura is all-in-one digital security and includes alerts if your personal info has been leaked on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for credit and banking, a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and 24/7 monitoring to keep your identity secure. It really is the ultimate tool to protect yourself from these predatory and oftentimes unavoidable companies that you find online. Companies that only serve to rip us off, which is honestly so infuriating and was incredibly demoralizing. Which is exactly what led me to Aura. To take all of that worry and stress away, try Aura for 14 days at aura.com/Crowley. In those 2 weeks, you'll discover where your data is being exposed and sold. I'm not leaving myself on it. You shouldn't be.
Health is your biggest asset. Find covered California plans starting at $0 a month. Visit healthforcalifornia.com to the
Started with the police chief. An officer parked alongside a highway in Amsterdam to witness a black Mercedes speeding down the road and was now desperately trying to keep up with him. But the effort was to no avail. The Mercedes would soon disappear from the officer's view, and when it would come back with him moments later, it wasn't moving. It was instead left abandoned on the side of the road, the driver's side door hanging wide open, and the driver himself being nowhere to be seen, leaving that officer alone with the suspect's car, but no suspect. However, the vehicle hadn't been left entirely. As in the driver's rush to flee the scene, he had accidentally left his cell phone behind, and so the contents of his phone would be searched, which quickly led to the discovery of this driver's identity. Before investigators, there was a far more pressing finding on the device. Finding in the form of a minute-long video stored on the man's phone that indicated that this driver may have been involved in a crime far worse than just speeding. Taken inside a different vehicle and showed an unseen driver holding up his cell phone alongside another man in the passenger seat. The camera was focused on a car in front of them, with both men seemingly intent on catching up with it, as in the moments before this recording started, something had happened between them, which the men inside this car felt they had to get revenge for.
Ad Astra.
They
Thank
refer to
you
this
for
unseen incident as an act of
Add
by
Astro.
a group of men in this other vehicle, and by the looks of it, it's likely that this car had simply cut them off, as there was a freshly closed lane in the stretch of road at the time, which created an unexpected merge. This is most likely what this group inside this separate car thought too, as they were showing no signs of road rage, and were instead just casually driving with the flow of traffic. However, it's
Give me
clear that
Jehoda.
different. As in their minds, what this other driver had done to them was so awful that it was worthy of only one punishment.
Anything but Jehoda. Fuck. Oh.
And so, this duo reached their vehicle closer and closer to this anonymous car, while continuing.
I turned myself in.
The White House is not giving up on using speakers.
The ability to not get lost, some sort of talent?
Instead of confining themselves to the heavens, God should broaden their horizons in the world below.
Position themselves next to the vehicle. The man in the passenger seat brandished the pistol and pointed it directly at the driver of his vehicle.
You're especially.
Here's how to build Durin in under 60 seconds.
And become distorted and indecipherable. Because of this, it's hard to say for sure what happens next, but it appears that the man holding the gun attempts to fire the weapon before pulling it back into the car, cocking the revolver once more, and firing again.
Many insects have a compulsion to follow the light, and humans are the same.
To which both men erupt with laughter and begin celebrating, before the recording stops. Based on the footage, it's unclear what happened to the driver of this vehicle or the other occupant, and finding this information became priority one for law enforcement. In their research, they determined that this video was shot on May 12, 2014, at around 9:40 p.m., one full month before they had stumbled upon it, and it had been taken on the A1 highway near entrance 2101. And yet, when they checked their files to match this information with one of their cases, they realized that there was no record of this incident. This crime had never so much as been reported, despite it seeming to depict a shooting in the middle of the busy highway. To make matters more confusing, police were able to track down men who took the shooting and carried out the actual attack, and yet neither of them claimed to know what happened to the people that shot him, and both refused to elaborate any further. If the investigators meshed in their position, they had undeniable proof of the crime, and that at the very least was attempted murder, and they also had their suspects. They just didn't have any victims. And so they studied the footage even more, which is when they made a disturbing revelation about these victims. Throughout the video, the perpetrators refer to the people within this car as a group of men. And while the footage we have today has the occupants' faces blurred, they were able to conclude that the driver was in fact a man. The latest
Let's light it up! Let the mountain's veins boil!
Rise with the sun!
I'm going in! Suffer the wrath of the Eastling! Get to work!
Light up the blazing sun!
Hear the echoes of the valley! Let's light it up! Fulfill our path!
Breath from the sky! Incinerate!
Without their testimony, convicting these men was nearly impossible, as it wasn't fully clear what crime they'd even committed. That was 11 years ago, and to this day, no one has come forward, leaving us with only theories. The first theory is that the people shot at in this footage may have been undocumented immigrants, or perhaps one of them had a warrant out for their arrest, meaning that if they were to report this crime, or if they were to have gone to the hospital with a bullet wound, then police would have certainly gotten involved, and in turn, they would have gotten themselves arrested.
Teamwork is true! Eat Laline! Eat Papa! Get him! Fulfill our path!
Light up the blazing sun!
There's no believing that this whole situation was going to be. To me, this was especially because
Bring it!
they were comfortable that perhaps the family was afraid of it. If they clearly knew
Get to work!
Burn it down!
there's a theory that this weapon never fired at all. This is where the audience the gun was literally outside of the vehicle when it was seen being fired. But it is worth noting that investigators working the case seemed confident that the weapon fired at least once. I also personally hear a distinct popping sound at the end.
Light it up!
Everybody stand back! Suffer the wrath of the Eastling! Get to work!
Pyroclastic surge! Incinerate! Full throttle!
Bring it! I'm going in! Let's light it up!
Incinerate! Rev the engines!
Number?
If you don't do any optimized combo.
Correct. My husband's nephews have no parents to turn to because his sister passed away, and my husband is ecstatic about it continuing. But I raised 7 children growing up. I've never wanted to. I told him we would divorce if he went through with it. My husband, 32 and
Rise with the...
Teamwork is true! Eat Laline! Eat Papa! Get him! Fulfill our pact!
Breath from the sky!
Yeah! Get to work! Fulfill our path! Everybody stand! Suffer the wrath of the Eastling!
Pyroclastic surge!
for as long as I live. I have my cute smears to make absolutely sure there will never be an oops. My husband has known this since the beginning and also with my own children. His family situation is also not great, but he's still involved with them next week and is making a message.
Let's light it up! Show no mercy! Fulfill our path! Teamwork is strength! Meet Lolly, meet Papa, get up!
Light up the blazing sun! No more mistakes! Bring it!
Show no mercy! Fulfill our path! Go in! Suffer the wrath of the
Wrath from the sky!
Husband has a younger brother, and he has substance use issues and isn't in a good place to take on toothpaste. That means my husband and me is the only real family placement option. My husband isn't thrilled about bringing kids into the situation, but he feels like he has to keep them out of foster care, which I understand. Here's the problem. I absolutely do not want these kids living under the same roof as me. It's a PTSD trigger, but also they are understandably for their situation not the best behaved kids to start with. Add some hella trauma onto that and those kids are going to need a lot of help. My husband swears that he will do everything for them, but I think he's being unrealistic. We got into a really nasty argument about it, and he said that this is a make or break moment for the marriage because he's not sitting down and he'll take the kids and divorce me if he has to. Our house was mine before we got married. I inherited it from my grandmother. I insisted on the freedom to protect it when we got married. My husband has a health issue that makes full-time work difficult and he struggled with the best of times until we got married. If we split up, his chances of finding an affordable place to live nearby in the current market are not good. He's not quite disabled enough to receive disability. Frankly, if I and the house weren't part of the bargain, I'm not sure that DHR would place the kids with him. Wearing my PDI is that after he threw the D word at me, I told him that in that case he would need to move out of my house because he would no longer be welcome, or back to working full-time because I wouldn't be blowing an egg. And good luck taking care of two traumatized kids with his health, much lower income, and without a stable housing. I think it hadn't occurred to him just how much he would lose access to, because we've always just shared without thinking about it. He's not speaking to me right now and when he called that we need me to write back for financial abuse and abandonment and I feel for the nephews, I really do, but I am not the person those kids need right now and I feel like I was really clear from the very beginning that I would never be okay taking care of kids or living with them. I think we're cooked either way at this point, but I don't. Edit, there are a lot of responses and I'm trying to get to them all. I'm taking a PTO day to deal with some of this stuff and get myself back together. As a lot of you have said, there's no way back from this. I think I'm going to go ahead and accept that now instead of dragging it out. The trust is gone. I made an appointment with a lawyer this morning and from what I've read an uncontested divorce could go pretty quickly and smoothly if we don't squabble over money. I don't have any interest in screwing him over, but I also won't be screwed over. I hate it. I wish this wasn't happening, but I've worked way too hard for a stable life to flush it down the toilet. I'm going to freeze my credit and lock down the accounts today in case he or no get ideas, and have a talk tonight. I'm also about to call the case manager contact at DHR and explain the situation so it's on record and they can start making a plan that doesn't include me as a part of the equation. I'm debating how much help I'm going to continue providing. I will continue to help my husband while he lives here, but I was also doing a lot to help out Mo with things her health makes difficult and to allow her to put her energy towards the kids right now, and I think that's going to stop since it's not appreciated and the relationship is over. As far as the whole looking after family thing, I don't believe in family. Family has done more harm to me than anything else in this world and provided not a single benefit, so I don't put any value on blood relations. I do what I can when I can for others, but I know in the same circumstance, none of these people will help me, either because they can't or they just wouldn't care that much. So just spare me the whole they or your family stuff, please. That word doesn't hit the same way for me that it does for you. I will update once I've talked to my husband and figured out a path forward. Thanks for the info even if some of you think I'm a